Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at NEAR. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Also, I do want to mention that there is a donation link down below in the description. Feel free to donate to the kids of Gaza. And now we can jump into the TA. Now, taking a look at the weekly chart, we're going to set up this Fibonacci retracement here from the swing low in October to the swing high in February, and you can see the 1.618 at $4.55 was perfectly met. So when we were doing videos on NEAR back here below $1 or so, you could have made a very nice 360% move to the upside. Of course, you can't really catch the bottom every single time. I do want to switch over to the daily chart. I just showed you the weekly because that's where we set up the fib. And now you can see we're slowly but surely losing the 20 MA on the daily. So from here, we would expect a retracement, and I would be targeting the February and January 2023 high to be retested. So $2.66 is where I would start buying some NEAR. You can set up a buy limit order in advance, just slightly higher the support. Don't try to have round numbers, of course, in your support or in your buy limit order, I should say, because that will increase the chances of getting filled, since everyone's going to be piled in on this one specific support. For example, if it's $1, but you set up your buy limit order at $1.07. And that way you get filled and the price reverses, and these guys are left down here with their buy limit orders at specifically $1, and once the price reverses, they're forced to buy higher, which pushes the price even higher. So that's just the basic logic of that, of the fact that you don't want to have round numbers in your buy limit orders. Now, if we do have a deeper correction and we start dropping below $2.50, which is the local top that we had back here in January and February, based on the weekly chart, of course, then you could also take a look at $2.11, which is the 0.786 level that we, kindly wicked below here in December before taking off. And personally, I do hold NEAR protocol. I'm staking, earning passive income. I am not selling, so I did not take profits at $4.45. That wasn't my plan. I'm going to be waiting, and I'm going to be holding this long term, and I do think at least $40 is going to be possible during this bull market. 40 to 50 to $60 billion market cap is very doable. Now, if we open up the RSI, let's see if we do have a divergence of some sorts. So here on the RSI, you can clearly see we are printing lower lows. Now, if we start with the price action here at the exact same spot, you're going to see that we're printing higher lows. Now, this is a potential bullish divergence that we have, and we could see a reversal here, and we could see some sort of a pump or, just a quick retracement back to the 1.618. But this is just something to keep an eye on because, as you can see, you have a lot of lower lows on the RSI, but you have higher lows on the price action. And, I just wanted to point that out. Now, the daily divergences aren't as big as, for example, the 3-day divergences or the weekly divergences, because obviously the time frame is very small, and the higher the time frame or the bigger the time frame, the more important all of the patterns are. So that's just something to keep in mind. And let's switch over to the weekly chart to take a look at the bigger picture. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day 30-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. All right, on the weekly here, you can see we retested the 0.5. We got all the way up to $4.52 on this larger fib, which is set up from the swing low here in October to the swing high in January 2022. Per this fib, we're waiting for $44 and $68 in the bull market. I think those are doable targets. And I already have an exit strategy on my Patreon, so feel free to check that out. But taking a look at the EMAs here, we're going to get the bullish cross relatively soon, and that is very important. That is going to be our bull market confirmation for Near Protocol. That does not mean we can't drop below the EMAs. Of course we can, but usually when we get the 20 EMA crossing above the 55 on the weekly, that is a sign that we are entering the bull market. Just how the bearish cross is a sign that we're entering the bear market. So you could target the 55 EMA here, $2.30, still great entry points. I don't think we're going to be able to drop below $1 unless we have, a black swan event, unless another war breaks out or something else happens that drives the markets, 50 to 70% down. We could see, Near Protocol plummet alongside all of the other altcoins, including Bitcoin. But we can't really predict those things because black swan events are just that, black swan. No one is expecting them. That's why everything, takes a nosedive. But usually we do see a quick recovery afterwards, so it's always a great buying opportunity. So for whatever reason, if you wake up and you see the prices, sitting at $1 once again, make sure you capitalize on that because I know I will be. You can't miss out on those prices there. And we also had this massive falling wedge pattern, which we targeted and we broke out. Technical target was met at $2.56. And we're looking for that, retest of that exact same level. If we do drop lower, you do have this small blue support block. As you can see, we had a few touches off of it in 2023 and 2022. So it's still possible we could have another bounce off of it in 2024. Let me just get these price tags in there. So you have $1.90 and you have the next level below is $1.57. So somewhere within this blue support block, if you have an entry there, that's great. You're still fortunate, and that's only like 50% up from this bear market bottom. And other than that, I'm very bullish on Near Protocol. I don't think we're going to be dropping below $1, like I said. And if you missed out on these prices, just wait for retracement and, look at the support levels that I gave you. Because if you're looking for $1 and you're not going to be buying, $2, 2.5, or 1.5, then, we might just get into the bull market and you're just going to be stuck with your fiat. Now, that's not what we want to see, of course. Taking a look on the weekly RSI, you can see that we are quite overextended here. I would be expecting a move down to this block. As you can see, this was our support back in 2021, and then we flipped it to resistance throughout 2022 and then 2023, and then we broke out in October last year. So a retest of support here is, I would say, necessary because we do want to cool off a bit. We do want to come down, consolidate for a bit, just like we did here, and then have the breakout into the bull market. So that's something to target on the weekly chart. If you pull up the chart and you see the RSI sitting somewhere at the index of 50, that's a great entry point. The same goes for the stochastic. If you find yourself below the index of 20, just like we were below the index of 20 from April 2023 to October 2023, just know that that is a great entry point. And I do want to take a look at the 3-day chart real quick, because we do talk about the 3-day chart from time to time. Okay, so as you can see, we do have this pink resistance trend line from the 3-day chart that we retested a few times actually. And now we could be looking for a back test of support there. So we could bounce off of the pink trend line before we get another move to the upside. So once again, pay attention to the 3-day chart. And this blue block also nicely represents the support touches that we had in 2022, and then once again in 2023. So anything between 47 to 40 on the RSI is a great entry. Now the MACD here did print the bearish cross. Well, it's almost printing, right? The moving average is crossing the signal line. The last time this happened was back in August 2023. So let's pull back to August 2023 when that happened. As you can see, somewhere around there. And this is where it happened, and we continued, pulling back down from there, and we dropped another 16%. So we could see, after this bearish cross on the MACD, we could see the continuation of the downtrend. For example, another 24% down to $2.58 is very possible in my opinion. And yeah, the MACD is just a lagging indicator, of course, but it does help out with confirming the continuation of the trends, especially if you use them in a combination with the stochastic and the RSI, because those are quite overextended right now. Once they kind of bottom out, the RSI could get to the halfway point, the stochastic could drop below the 20, and then the MACD is about to, have a bullish cross up next. That could indicate a really good entry point. For example, just like we had a very good entry point over here, September 2023, RSI is very low, stochastic is in the overbought, and the price action is sitting at these lows at $1 to 99 cents. This was an extremely good entry point based on all of these indicators, and the volume still was very low. And as you can see, this is what happens when you start pumping and getting a lot of attention on the markets. But that's pretty much it for NEO Protocol. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Let me know what are your targets during the bull market. Stay safe and goodbye.